Whispers from beyond. The memorial garden on Helios Station gleamed under artificial sunlight, casting long shadows across the polished stone marker where Vincent Reeves knelt. 1 year. 372 Earth days since he'd watched Talia Nvarez's body dissolve into particles of blue light in his arms. The memory remained brutally vivid, her purple skin fading to ash, her luminescent eyes dimming as she whispered final words he still couldn't bring himself to repeat. Ambassador Reeves, a voice called softly from behind him. The council is reconvening in 30 minutes. Vincent nodded without turning, his fingers tracing the alien script etched into the memorial stone. He couldn't read the Viridian language, but Talia had taught him enough to recognize her name among the flowing symbols. Diplomat. Peacemaker. Sacrifice. I'll be there, he replied, his voice rougher than intended. Thank you, Elise. The aide retreated, leaving Vincent alone with his thoughts and the small, potted plant from Talia's homeworld, a delicate thing with silver leaves that seemed to pulse with their own inner light. Unlike Earth plants, Viridian flora responded to emotional energy rather than sunlight. This one had thrived during their relationship, but now it barely maintained its glow, sensing only his grief. Vincent stood, brushing invisible dust from his formal diplomatic uniform. A full year of mourning, and the investigation into the attack that claimed her life had produced nothing but carefully worded reports and political deflections. The official story, that radical separatists had targeted the peace summit, felt increasingly hollow with each passing month. His communicator vibrated against his wrist as he turned to leave. Vincent glanced down, expecting another reminder from his staff. Instead, an unfamiliar code flashed across the screen, followed by a message that stopped his heart. The light never truly fades, Vincent. Look beyond what they told you. The message disappeared as quickly as it had arrived. Vincent frantically tapped his communicator, trying to retrieve it, but the system showed no record of transmission. A malfunction. A cruel prank. Or something impossible. The journey back to his quarters passed in a haze. Vincent moved through the station's pristine corridors on autopilot, nodding mechanically to colleagues who still regarded him with that particular blend of sympathy and discomfort reserved for the visibly grieving. Once inside his private quarters, Vincent instructed the AI to engage privacy protocols. Computer, run complete diagnostic on my personal communicator. Check for message intrusions or security breaches within the last hour. Scanning, the pleasant female voice responded. No anomalies detected. No unauthorized transmissions found. Vincent paced the length of his quarters, the message replaying in his mind. Not the words themselves, but the syntax, the phrasing, it was distinctly her. Talia had always spoken about light that way, viewing it as energy that transformed rather than disappeared. A Viridian philosophical concept that had no direct translation in human languages. His gaze drifted to the small collection of her belongings he'd kept. A ceremonial blade with an iridescent handle. A data crystal containing Viridian poetry. The intricate metal pendant she'd worn around her neck, a family heirloom that had somehow survived when her body hadn't. Vincent reached for the pendant, its familiar weight cool against his palm. He'd examined it countless times during sleepless nights, finding no secrets hidden in its alien craftsmanship. Yet now, in the dim light of his quarters, the swirling patterns seemed to shift subtly beneath his gaze. Computer, increase illumination by 40% and scan this object for energy signatures. The lights brightened, and a thin blue beam passed over the pendant. Object contains trace quantum fluctuations consistent with Viridian technology. Energy signature is minimal but active. Vincent's heart raced. Active? That's not possible. Run the scan again. Before the computer could comply, the pendant warmed in his hand. The metal designs began to glow with a soft purple light, similar to the color of Talia's eyes. Vincent nearly dropped it in shock as a holographic projection suddenly erupted from its center, small, flickering, but unmistakably Talia's face. Vincent, the tiny projection spoke, her voice distorted by static. If you're receiving this, my contingency protocol activated. I'm not dead, at least, not in the way humans understand death. Vincent sank onto the edge of his bed, hands trembling. Computer, record this. I can't explain everything now, the hologram continued. Our communication window is brief. What happened at the summit wasn't what it appeared. My body was compromised, but my consciousness was transferred before termination. The amalgamation has technology beyond what either of our governments has acknowledged. The amalgamation, a secretive third faction of Viridian society that most humans, including the diplomatic corps, considered little more than a rumor. There are coordinates embedded in this message. Come alone. Trust no one from either government. They all have reasons to maintain the narrative of my death. Her expression softened. I know what I'm asking is dangerous, Vincent, but if any human can navigate this, it's you. The projection flickered, Talia's face distorting. I'm still here, Vincent. Still, the hologram collapsed, leaving Vincent staring at the now dormant pendant. Computer, extract any embedded data from that transmission. Coordinates identified. Location, outer rim of the Ceres Nebula, abandoned mining outpost designation 15-7. Vincent closed his eyes, mind racing. The Ceres Nebula was technically neutral territory, but travel there required clearances he didn't have. If Talia was somehow alive, or whatever state of existence she was claiming, reaching her meant defying direct orders from Earth Central Command. It meant risking his career, possibly his life. His communicator chimed again, a genuine message this time, from Counselor Garrett. Where are you, Vincent? The Viridian delegation is asking about the Proxima Treaty revisions. The treaty. The culmination of work he and Talia had begun together. Work that other diplomats had cautiously continued after her death, careful to honor her memory while advancing their own agendas. Would they understand if he told them the truth? That the woman they memorialized might not be dead after all? Vincent knew the answer before the question fully formed. If Talia was right about governments on both sides maintaining the narrative of her death, revealing what he'd discovered would only endanger them both. His gaze fell on a framed photograph, himself and Talia on Europa, Earth's blue crescent visible through the dome behind them. Her violet skin contrasting with his brown complexion, her four-fingered hand intertwined with his five. They'd broken barriers, challenged prejudices. Faced death threats from purists on both worlds who couldn't accept their relationship. Computer, send my regrets to the Council. Family emergency. Request temporary leave of absence, effective immediately. Message sent. Shall I arrange transportation to Earth, Ambassador? No, Vincent said, already moving to his closet where an emergency go-bag waited. Standard procedure for diplomats in volatile regions. I need something less traceable. Connect me to Darius Wells. Darius, an old friend from his academy days who now operated in the legally ambiguous world of independent shipping, answered almost immediately, his weathered face appearing on Vincent's view screen. Vinny. Twice in 1 decade. I'm flattered. Darius's smile faded as he registered Vincent's expression. What's wrong? I need transport. Unofficial. To the Ceres Nebula. Darius let out a low whistle. That's a restricted flight path. What's so important out in that radiation-soaked wasteland? Vincent hesitated, then decided on a partial truth. Information about what really happened at the summit last year. About Talia. Understanding dawned on Darius's face. They'd been close enough for Vincent to have confided the depth of his relationship with the Viridian diplomat. The official report never sat right with me either, Darius said. My ship leaves for the outer colonies in 3 hours. I can make a detour, but it'll cost. Money's not an issue, Vincent interrupted. Can you dock at the diplomatic bay? I'll need the credentials to bring someone aboard without questions. Consider it done. Bay 12, 3 hours. Darius paused. Vinny, whatever you're chasing, be careful. The politics between Earth and Viridia are tense enough without stirring up classified trouble. After ending the call, Vincent moved with practiced efficiency. Civilian clothes. Emergency funds. The pendant, now silent but still warm to the touch. As he packed, his diplomatic terminal chimed with incoming high-priority messages, colleagues wondering about his sudden departure, superiors demanding explanations. Vincent ignored them all, focused on the impossible hope that had ignited within him. Talia might be alive, or something close to it. The woman he'd mourned for a year, whose loss had hollowed him from the inside out, was reaching across space to find him. A sudden knock at his door froze him mid-motion. Ambassador Reeves. A stern voice called. Security. We need to speak with you immediately. Vincent's pulse quickened. Had they detected the transmission? Monitored his call to Darius? Just a moment, he called, slipping the pendant into his pocket and sliding his bag beneath the bed. He straightened his uniform and opened the door to find 2 security officers in the black and silver of station personnel. Captain Rhodes, Vincent nodded to the senior officer, forcing a calm he didn't feel. What can I do for you? There's been an unauthorized transmission from your quarters, Ambassador, Rhodes said, her expression carefully neutral. Given your security clearance and the nature of your work, we need to conduct a standard sweep. Of course, Vincent stepped aside, mind racing. Though I haven't noticed anything unusual. As the officers began their scan, Vincent's gaze drifted to the view screen on his wall displaying the rotating Earth in real time. For 15 years, he dedicated himself to serving as a bridge between humanity and alien civilizations. His loyalty had never been questioned. But now, with Talia's message burning in his mind, everything was changing. If she was right, if both governments were complicit in covering up something about her supposed death, then his duty to truth outweighed his duty to protocol. All clear, Ambassador, Rhodes finally announced, though her eyes lingered on his packed bag visible beneath the bed. Though I understand you've requested emergency leave. Anything we should be concerned about? Vincent met her gaze steadily. Family matters, Captain. Nothing that should concern station security. After they left, Vincent leaned against the door, heart pounding. 3 hours until Darius arrived. 3 hours to disappear from a station where every movement was tracked, every communication monitored. He pulled out Talia's pendant once more, running his thumb across its intricate surface. I'm coming, he whispered to the empty room. Whatever you've become, wherever you are, I'm coming to find you.